You know, 2019 is barely halfway through, and already we've had and will have a lot of cool movies and media on the way to release at the end of the year. Marvel movies like Avengers, Captain Marvel, and other much anticipated movies like Godzilla, Shazam, Pet Sematary, Frozen 2, and bland an original copy of the first one. Oh. Hello, I am Jinlong, the Golden Dragon, and you can't bet just how excited I am with all the reboot movies coming out this year for the sheer purpose of corporate profit.
Oh, goody.
Seriously, it seems the greatest fear of all the biggest and most powerful studios isn't spontaneous bankruptcy. No, their greatest fear is creative, original ideas. Most of the movies that will be coming out or came out this year are reboots, remakes, or sequels. They're relying on a previously established franchise to expand earlier works and stories from them. And you can't deny that for some of them, the only purpose of their existence is for executives to keep milking them for more green. More and more studios and companies are releasing their own reboots and remakes, like How to Train Your Dragon 3, Mortal Kombat, Shaft, Detective Pikachu, What Men Want, Hellboy, Men in Black, The Addams Family, Charlie's Angels, and the best one yet, the He-Man movie. I believe I haven't cited any previous movie or franchise you haven't already heard of. Do you know how many movies Disney plans to release in total in 2019? 10. Guess how many of those are original ideas that don't rely on previously created content? 1. Only 1. And of course, it's a Disney Channel Christmas movie, which between you and me won't be very original in the first place. You see, in the past 6 years, Disney realized the existence of a new formula for appeal. An effective and efficient way to truly bring the money out of young adults and kids' wallets alike. Nostalgia. There's already confirmed remakes of Mulan, Lady and the Tramp, Pinocchio, and highly possible remakes of The Little Mermaid, Snow White, Sword in the Stone, and Peter Pan in the next couple years. But there's 2 movies that catch my eye, whose trailers have already been released. Aladdin and The Lion King. Disclaimer. By the time I'm posting this video, chances are some of these movies must have come out already. If so, they might change my opinions. They may actually surprise me. Or they may not. Either way, as I haven't seen any of these movies yet, I'll be using only the trailers to conduct this analysis. Okay? Let's get to it. Let's begin with the lesser evil of the two, I guess. The original 1992 Aladdin was a retelling of one of the stories of the Arabian Nights, which is a book compiling of many popular tales originating from the Middle East. Regardless of the movie's accuracy to the original story, it's a beloved classic reinterpretation, using pop culture references and Robin Williams' unforgettable and timeless performance as the genie. So, what can we expect from the upcoming remake with all the modern technology Disney has in its arsenal? When I first saw this trailer, one thought crossed my mind. Why are they so...
Why are you white? Oh my god, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white.
The actor who plays Aladdin, Mena Massoud, I hope I pronounced that right, is an Egyptian Canadian and spent most of his life in Canada, having extra supporting roles previously, but Aladdin is his big debut as a big-time actor. Well, okay, but what about Jasmine? Jesus Christ, Naomi Scott is British. This is like Britain parachuting into the Middle East saying, "Sup, I'm one of you guys now." Let's see, she was in Lemonade Mouth, and she was a Pink Ranger in a 2017 Power Rangers movie. I really thought that with all the discussion and debate being raised these days about Hollywood whitewashing and representation, Disney would be the one to set the example. It seems they only do it in animated movies though. But hey, I'm not one to judge. Maybe she's actually a deep connoisseur of Middle Eastern culture. Maybe she lived there her whole life or something. But it just doesn't work. She sticks out like a sore thumb around all the extra characters that actually look Middle Eastern. Oh, and don't even get me started on Jafar. The only character that arguably didn't need to have a specific ethnicity in mind was the genie, which I think is in good hands with Will Smith, but that doesn't stop it from being some degree of problematic. The representation issue doesn't stop at the characters though. The original Aladdin had numerous studies on Middle Eastern and Indian architecture, while still maintaining a balance between fictional and realistic. So, how does this new reimagined version of Agrabah fare against the original? I just want to first state that I'm not an expert of 14th century Middle East, and my knowledge of the culture isn't so vast. All I have is a few sites and what I can grab from Aladdin's making of. If there's any Middle Eastern friends down in the comments who want to enlighten me if I get anything wrong, please do. I've actually traveled to the Middle East before, though only around Dubai and the surrounding cities and states of the UAE. Since Dubai is a city focused a lot on tourism and largely westernized compared to other countries due to its history of British colonization, I don't know how much of today's Dubai can be taken into comparison with the fantasy city of Agrabah. But you have to admit, something about this Agrabah looks artificial. In the article I read, the directors and producers decided to make this place fictional and international. This way they were more at liberty to express artistic interpretations, rather than culturally founded real-world inspirations. Okay, I guess. It doesn't erase the fact that something's still wrong here. Save for a few shots of the city in the natural world, this doesn't look like a fictional city. Much of this movie looks like a musical set.
But Jinlong, Aladdin is a musical!
Yes, my friend, it's a musical, but it feels like we're watching this from an overly elaborate stage, not a living, breathing city. Look at this. This is modern-day Dubai. Now look at this. Something is clearly off, artistic liberty or not. But hey, maybe, even after all this movie just might surprise me. It could even be good. Unfortunately, that's more than I can say for the other, bigger evil from before. Ugh! Do I even need to say anything? The original 1994 Lion King is one of the best films Disney has ever produced and considered one of the best and most beloved movies of all time. This was my favorite movie in my childhood, and I'm sure it's many of you guys' too. With amazing songs, memorable characters, epic dramatic moments, and a wonderful and emotional story, tell me just how the hell you get something like The Lion King and make it better? You can't. Period. This is one of those things that if you try to improve, you just ruin it. This movie and the original. What's the difference? No, I'm serious. These are the exact same movie, even shot for shot, except one is realistic. Don't believe me? Look at this. Look at this! Words cannot express how disappointed I am. When I first heard of this remake, I was genuinely hyped, especially with its awesome cast. Beyonce, Donald Glover, even James Earl Jones is reprising his role as Mufasa. They're even appealing to nostalgia with the cast. This is my childhood movie. This movie is special to me. It's one of the reasons I decided to become a professional illustrator and animator. I was still suspicious before though, because like I said, you can't make something like The Lion King better. You just can't. But I was still looking forward to Disney's new interpretation using CGI and all of today's modern technology. They had all the potential to do today what they couldn't have done 20 years ago. Since The Jungle Book was a massive success and I greatly enjoyed the reimagining and extra development of the characters in the story, I thought this could be good too. Well, guess not. A remake is getting a previously done movie, usually with no sequels but there are exceptions, and reimagine it, remake it. This is not a remake. There is nothing new or innovating about this movie's looks, story, and characters that give it enough merit to even claim it's a remake. It's just like one of those Tumblr posts. Alternate universe where everything, and I mean everything, is the same except the colors and lighting are bland and uninteresting, the characters have no expression, and look so similar you can't even tell who is who. Yes, even Scar. For crying out loud. If they were so fucking insistent on a realistic look, this is all they had to do. That's it. This is not a remake. This is a remaster at best. At least the Broadway version did a fantastic job trying to reinterpret the story, focusing more on African culture, visuals, and music rather than trying to improve the story. Do I sound pissed? Good, because I am. I'm sorry, but after hearing about this movie and its massive potential, its amazing cast, and a team of the best filmmakers and animators in the world to be working on it, only to be presented with this?
But Jinlong, it's just a movie, it's not that deep!
No, it is that deep. This is an insult. This is personal. This is a big fuck you in the face of every child, teenager, or person who's ever felt inspired and took real-life lessons from this story.
Idiots!
But you also need to realize and remember one thing. Disney never intended to truly remake this movie at all. It wasn't ever their intention to use their best resources, trained staff, filmmakers, and dreamers in the world to give this movie the justice it deserved. Why the hell would they? Think about it. What movie is more prestigious and remembered than The Lion King? What they already have is already amazing and unforgettable. Why waste even more money and time trying to make the unimprovable better? Why remake The Lion King? There's no reason! No. Disney wanted one and only one thing with a so-called remake. Your money. Profit from your nostalgia and nothing more. High-quality CGI remake movies that appeal to nostalgia already made more money than Disney could ever hope for. The Jungle Book, which sparked the remake craze, had an initial investment budget of $175 million and managed to reap a whopping $364 million in the box office, roughly 3 times the budget. This was the first of Disney's remakes that earned this much profit. Disney realized what a powerful weapon nostalgia could be and released Beauty and the Beast soon after with an initial budget of $160 million, $50 million less than The Jungle Book, and managed to get an absolutely astronomical $504 million in the box office, about 5 times the original investment. You really think Disney is going to take any more gambles with new original movies when this can make just as much, if not more money? I'm a firm believer that photorealism does not a good animated movie make, but as long as it brings the green, who cares? But so far, I only mentioned the movies that somehow, maybe, could just have the potential to actually be decent, since there's experienced animators and screenwriters working on them. Maybe. So alas, we reached the other side of the reboot movies coming out this year, the dark side. The side of shameless milking of existing real-life products that should never be turned into movies in the form of movies. Movies that aren't directed by filmmakers, they're directed by corporate businessmen.
Meow?
Dear God, it really can get worse, huh?
But unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. I'm so sorry, but this video got so long and I had so much content that it would have ended up being well over 20 minutes. I don't want to subject you guys to torture for myself for that long, come on. By the way, one thing you should know, at the time I recorded this video, all I had was my dad's old microphone and its shitty audio. But recently my brand new condenser mic has arrived, you'll notice my voice sounds a little cleaner. And there's also the fact I'm kinda sick right now, so well, as we speak I'm editing the rest of the stuff that didn't make it here onto the part 2 video. Be sure to keep an eye out to see when it comes out. And as usual, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.